Right now, the Pittsburgh Steelers are living in that strange space between hope and heartbreak, and Mike Tomlin is the one standing in the middle, refusing to flinch. This isn't a team cruising to a first-round bye. This is a group fighting for its playoff life every single week, and the question is simple. How does Tomlin turn what they are today into a team that can survive December and punch its ticket to January? And what role does one man, TJ Watt, play in that transformation? For Tomlin, it always starts with identity. He knows you don't reinvent a team in late November. You refine it. You strip away the gimmicks and lean into what travels in cold weather and hostile stadiums: physical defense, disciplined situational football, and stars playing like stars when the game is on the line. His job now is less about drawing up brand new schemes and more about sharpening the edge of the ones they already have, making sure every player understands exactly how thin the margin is and how focused they have to be on every snap. On defense, that identity has a face, and it's wearing number 90. TJ Watt isn't just the best player on the Steelers' defense, he's the emotional barometer of the entire team. When he's wrecking games, you can feel the sidelines swell. When he gets a sack on third down, it's not just a loss of yards, it's a message to everyone in black and gold. We're still that team, and we're not going away quietly. Tomlin knows that. So he has to build the game plan, the rotations, and even the psychology of the team around letting Watt be the closer. That means being smart with how Watt is used. It's easy to say go get the quarterback on every snap, but Tomlin understands December football is about having your best players fresh for the fourth quarter, not just the first. So the strategy has to include packing. Rotate him just enough that he's not dead tired at the end of a long drive. Pick spots for him to rush inside, to loop, to drop, to show offenses multiple looks. Let him attack from different angles so offensive coordinators can't just slide protection to the same spot every time. You're not hiding him, you're moving him like a queen on a chessboard, always threatening, never predictable. The rest of the defense has to be built around amplifying Watt's impact, not relying on him to fix every mistake. That's where Tomlin's philosophy comes in. Clean communication on the back end, disciplined run fits, and smart situational calls all give Watt the chance to be that dagger instead of the last hope. If the secondary blows coverages, Watt's pressure doesn't matter because the ball is gone in 2 seconds to a wide-open receiver. If the linebackers miss tackles, his third down sack just gets erased on the next series. So Tomlin's message to the defense is simple: handle your job so that when 90 wins, it actually flips the game. He also knows this unit has been too up and down. One week they look like the highest paid defense in football, turning quarterbacks over and dominating the line of scrimmage. The next, they give up soft zones, missed assignments, and late-game collapses. That inconsistency is where Tomlin's real work lies. He has to tighten the screws, simplify the calls when players are thinking too much, hammer home the fundamentals in practice, call out the mental mistakes in film, and demand accountability. He can't let this defense be occasionally great. It has to be reliably stingy, especially in the fourth quarter. And when it's crunch time, that's TJ Watt time. Tomlin has to treat the final 6 or 7 minutes of close games like a special category of football. Maybe that means saving a pressure package they haven't shown all day. Maybe it means lining Watt and another rusher on the same side to overload one tackle. Maybe it's dialing down the blitzes and trusting Watt to win his one-on-one while 7 men play coverage. But every close game has to end the same way, with 90 getting a real chance to put his stamp on it. If you're going to live or die with anyone, that's the guy. On the macro level, Tomlin's strategy is as much about mindset as it is about X's and O's. He spent his entire career preaching, "We don't run from challenges, we run to them." This stretch run is where those words either turn into something real, or they just become slogans on a locker room wall. He has to convince this roster that the brutal schedule ahead, division rivals, explosive offenses, cold weather road games, is not a curse but an opportunity. Beat a contender and it's not just another win. It's a statement that the Steelers still belong in the conversation. That's why preparation becomes almost obsessive at this time of year. Tomlin can't allow slow starts or feeling a team out anymore. He needs scripted defensive calls the same way an offense scripts plays. First third down pressure, first red zone call, first bluff look on a big passing down. The idea is to attack, not react. Show quarterbacks something early that makes them hesitate. If you can get one early turnover, one early sack that flips field position, you change the entire rhythm of the game and give your own offense a shorter field and a little more breathing room. The other piece Tomlin has to juggle is the growth of the young core. It's easy in a playoff race to lean on veterans you trust and shrink the rotation. But Tomlin knows this run isn't just about this year. It's also a test, which young defenders can play disciplined football next to Watt when it really matters, which corner can hold up on an island on 3rd and 8, which safety can get everyone lined up correctly against motion-heavy teams. Giving those players real responsibility now, with Watt leading the charge up front, is how you bridge this season into the future. At the same time, he has to protect the culture. A stretch run like this will expose everything good or bad. Frustration about snaps, contracts, or mistakes can creep into a locker room when games feel like coin flips. This is where Tomlin's calm, unshaken presence matters. He's the one who keeps the message consistent. Don't ride the emotional roller coaster, don't get too high after a win or too low after a loss, and never let outside noise decide how you feel about your team. He sets the tone that every week is a new test, not an echo of the last one. Ultimately, the Steelers' playoff chances rest on a simple formula. Mike Tomlin has to engineer games that come down to a handful of high-leverage moments. Not wild shootouts where the defense is gassed and helpless, but tough, ugly, one-score battles where field position matters, where special teams flips a drive, and where one defensive star can change everything. Because when you strip away all the analysis, that's what this team is built for. Late in the fourth quarter, tie game or small lead, the crowd on its feet, and TJ Watt coming off the edge knowing that if he wins this snap, the season stays alive. Tomlin's job is to get them to that moment as often as possible, with enough gas left in Watt's tank and enough belief in the sideline that they expect him to deliver. If he does, and if that defense can rally around him with discipline and purpose, the path to the playoffs is still there. Narrow, brutal, unforgiving, but there. And if the Steelers do make it in, it'll be because their head coach turned chaos into clarity, and their best defensive player turned December into his personal hunting season.